Hey guys, just wanted to make a quick walk around video of my XJ. I talked about her a little bit. So my XJ, she's a 2001 model. She's of course got the 4.0 inline 6, 4x4, because Jeep. Um, she's got 125,000 miles on the odometer. I've had her for about a year now. She had about 102 more or less when I first got her, but a little bit over a year ago now. As you can see, she's a little bit dirty because it just rained out recently and she ran through a couple of mud puddles in the parking lot. So, whatever. So, this is my XJ. She's been lifted about 5 inches. I'll tell you 5 inches because I added a 4.5-inch springs up at the front. Rubicon Express with a little extra spacer, the little factory one. Sitting on 33 15-inch rims, 8-inch wide. So as y'all can see, this is how they sit. I'll probably be changing them up to 15 by 10s. Probably the same 3 3/4 back spacing. Not a big fan of some big rims that give you very little back spacing and make your wheels stick out. So this is how she sits for you guys that are looking for stance. This is 33 15 by 8s, 3 3/4 back spacing, 12.5-inch tires. This is as she sits. So about the lift, like I was telling you guys, the springs up at the front are Rubicon Express 4.5-inch. It's got that extra half an inch of spacer. In the rear, the leaf springs in the back are actually a bastard pack, a Chevy S10. I found myself a Chevy down at the junkyard. Cut the springs out, and this is actually the main S10 leaf, and this is obviously the stock Cherokee leaf. I deleted all of the stock Cherokee leaves and added just the complete Chevy S10 pack. And as you can see, I cut off the eyes right at where they start turning, so it's almost a complete thing. This is as she sits. This one right there, as you can see, it actually sits a little bit further up at the front, this front one, but I'm okay with that. Doesn't obstruct, doesn't rub anything, so it's okay. About the springs, enough about the springs. So those are, as I tell you, junkyard lift in the rear. She rides super smooth, super flexy. The shocks are Bilstein's 5100s. I forget the exact part number, but or actually I wouldn't remember off the back of my mind. So shocks are 5100s Bilsteins. The control arms up at the front are dropped. Of course, a rough country drop kit because the Rubicon Express is too expensive. Extended brake lines, front and rear. Rough country lines. Some guys don't like rough country. It's alright. I haven't had a bad experience with these ones yet, so keep running them for a while. Since I don't have a slip yoke eliminator, I have a transfer case drop. Eliminated some of the vibrations up in the rear. As far as exhaust, I do have a full exhaust because emissions, and I'm not an asshole. Catalytic converter, the original one was junked. It fell apart in pieces. When I took it out, the pieces just started coming out of it. So I junked that. I put it in a MagnaFlow high flow catalytic converter, 2.5-inch. Should have fixed this right here, which I'll do soon because I didn't have the exact measurements at the time, where I was using the stock muffler for a little bit. And then I got a Flowmaster Super 44, 2.5-inch piping in the back. Of course, the cheap one because mandrel tubing is expensive, and because this is not a race car, so it doesn't matter. Okay. the control arms up the front, I was going to tell you guys, those are Freedom Off-Road upper control arms, adjustable, and they are pretty good. If you guys ever heard of Freedom Off-Road, they're alright. I've ran their springs and their control arms, are pretty okay. Rough Country lower control arms, the full flex joints, as you can see, Bilsteins. Rubicon Express heavy duty sway bar disconnects, factory skid plate, energy suspension sway bar bushings, upgraded Rough Country tie rod end up at the front with, of course, Moog tie rod ends. Let's see. As far as the exterior, or as far as lift, I think that should be it. The track bar is a Rough Country track bar as well. It's a forged track bar for a 4 to 6 inch lift. So whenever I go to 6.5 inch lift, of course, that thing's gonna have to go. As you can see, it drops it down. My angles are pretty decent. There is my track bar angle and my drag link. Where is my drag link? Somewhere in there. Anyways, they're off by maybe 2 or 3 degrees. Not a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot of bump steer. You know, at least I don't. Actually, I don't have any bump steer. I did have some death wobble for some time, which was freaking ridiculous. That's how I ended up upgrading my upper control arms. One of the sway bar bushing, one of the bushings had started to wiggle around in there, and I was making a mess in there. Okay, but the front bumper, this is a hammerhead style front bumper that I made at home, 3/16 plate. I'm not a welder, so you can see, admire my shitty ass welds. They're alright, it holds. I am planning to put either a stinger bar or a short just bar that comes up to here, just to give it a little bit more look. I made this plate for it to be able to hold the winch, but I haven't gotten around to sticking a winch in there, so I put a light bar, 20-inch Chinese light bar. While we're up at the front, Rampage H4 conversion headlights, Flexalite transmission cooler, some Hayden whatever power steering cooler up at the front. So this is my stock hood. Got that on eBay for, I don't remember, $50 maybe. Cut a hole so it's functional. It actually helps with the heat a little bit, not a whole lot. You know, mostly for the looks. Of course, ricer. I'm part of a recovery group here in South Texas. The rear bumper is also homemade. I tried to imitate a little bit of the JCR bumper. D-rings. Completely eliminated my tow hitch at the rear and ended up tying it up just as a tow hitch would. There you go. I do have a video on how I made that. It's not the best, but whatever. So, some stuff that I have in the back. Bedline the rear cargo. It works better than having a carpet back here. Plus, I didn't want to get the carpet dirty. I didn't need a carpet. I haul around some shit in here, and it actually holds up pretty okay. I think this is the duplicate color bed liner. I might need another pass, but it's been on there for a while. I like it. It's giving me no problems. I do plan on, however, doing the entire interior, removing the carpet, as soon as I am able to have some time and a little bit extra money. Of course, a little bit dirty. Red Bull. Gotta love the Red Bull. Up here, I don't have a full-size 33-inch spare, but I do have a 31-inch that I stuffed back there. Seat covers. My seats were actually in excellent condition when I first bought the Jeep. Everything was mint condition at 102 miles. This Jeep was owned by an older lady. You know, adult owners, they never even engaged the 4x4 on this thing. So you know, for $2,500, I can't complain. Everything was great. Was great, you know, until I started messing with it. Started trying to weld some sheet metal up on the roof because I had a leak going on up here. Removed the windshield and all that crap started falling in here because I'm a dumbass and I didn't cover my interior. So I set my roof on fire. Well, not the headliner, but the metal in there and the painting, some of the cables. It's starting to fry up. The carpet started to catch fire as well. But not a whole lot, just little embers. Rear, nothing special. So, as you can see, those are my transmission gauges up there. For some reason, I'm having trouble with the bottom one, which is a cool side of the transmission. My transmission runs pretty okay. Doesn't heat up a whole lot unless I'm off-roading and I have the 4x4 engaged a whole lot. Then you'll see the temperature spike up to 220 some. That's when it starts getting a little warm. Run it off, disengage it, run it in off in the highway or some open space, and it'll immediately start dropping. That Flexolite transmission cooler works awesome. Love it. You know, without it, I don't think I'd be able to take this thing off-roading as much. Even though some guys do, you know, that's how you bust your transmission. Hot fluid. I do plan on re-gearing this thing. Maybe upgrading the rear axle, maybe a Ford 888, or if I'm lucky enough to score a Dana 44 somewhere. But for now, she still has a Chrysler 8.25. So, you know, stock gears, 373 gears. I think that's what it is. We'll see how that goes. Right now she's running okay. She's kind of a daily weekend warrior type of thing, so she does take me to work. You know, I'm very happy with this vehicle. It's giving me no problems whatsoever. I fixed all the cooling system on it. It didn't need fixing, but I did change out just everything because it had an old radiator in there. Thermostat, high flow housing for the thermostat, new the radiator hoses and all that stuff. Flushed it out a couple of times, so she works great. The only issue that I did have was that I busted my AC compressor, and I ended up getting a $25 part at the junkyard, and it works. But it's a temporary thing. I'll probably fix it later. Stubby antenna because, you know, I kept hitting the antenna in the garage, so I didn't want that. I took that off and put that on there. I put on these paracord grab handles in here, which work pretty okay. And I guess that's pretty much it, guys. Tell me what you think. Hope you guys like it. I'll post up some more videos later.